The beat goes on in the world of big-time motorcycle racing.
The beat goes on. The beat goes on. Rocky pounded
the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana is the next stop for the high-flying circus. So far this year, it's San Manuel Yamaha's Chad Reed, the Australian, winning in San Diego. James Stewart on the monster back factory Kawasaki #7 has absolutely dominated the season, winning 8 different rounds of competition. And the man they call the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Ricky Carmichael, claimed 3 victories this year, but just last week called it quits to full-time Supercross competition in an epic battle with James Stewart inside the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside former Supercross Series champion Jeff Emig, and with Carmichael now stepping away from full-time competition, Jeff, I guess this really becomes James Stewart's series.
One of the most important sections that developed in the second qualifying practice was right down here. A long set of whoops, and there's a little on-off. Other riders towards the end, 3 or 4 guys was jumping that in one jump. Pretty impressive, pretty difficult to keep the momentum coming up out of the whoops. Take a look at Chad Reed here. Goes to jump all the way into the turn, comes up a little short, misses the rear brake. Fortunately, lays it down on top of the tough block and was able to remount. Get back to the map here. You're going to come down the start straight backwards. Then, this section up here on top. Most riders jumped that in 4 jumps. In the last 2 laps of practice, James Stewart upped the ante, did that section in 3 jumps. That was good for about a second a lap faster lap time. So let's go on board with Rockstar Suzuki's Michael Byrne, number 26. Notice he grabbed that inside rut. Going to be a lot of ruts forming coming out of the turn here. This is that section of whoops into the on-off where Chad Reed crashed. It's going to be pretty difficult. Some riders are going to have to learn that as they race tonight because only 3 or 4 guys did that obstacle. Back down the start straight. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of traction here. Trying to keep the front wheel down is going to be difficult. This is a section where Stewart did it in 3. Byrne's doing it in 4 jumps. Going to have to seat bounce this triple. Get a little extra height. Into the final turn. Short set of whoops. Guys should be jumping through them. That's a lap of qualifying practice with Michael Byrne.
Time to test your Supercross knowledge. Here's our MMI question of the week. Who is the last rider other than Carmichael, Stewart, Reed, or Kevin Windham to win a Supercross race? We'll have the answer for you a little later on in the show. Chad Reed getting introduced to the audience here in the RCA Dome, and we'll be right back for the racing action after these words. Welcome back inside the RCA Dome here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Let's give you the answer now to our MMI question of the week. You might remember it was, who was the last rider other than Carmichael, Stewart, Reed, or Kevin Windham to win a Supercross race? It was Mike LaRocco, who hails from South Bend, Indiana, and it was right here inside the Dome in 2004. And he got the whole shot here on that red number 5, Jeff.
And what a race it was. The fans here at the RCA Dome were out of their seats. This was a great night for Mike. Real proud of him.
Now let's take a look at the Air Force up close for heat number 1. It will be an 8-lap race with 20 riders in the gate. The top 9 will move on to the main event. Everybody else goes to the last chance qualifier. Now let's take a look at the highlights from heat number 1. And it looks like Grant Langston on the number 8 is going to get the whole shot. Tedesco right with him. Oh, one rider off on a Honda deep back at the end of that rhythm section. Chad Reed sits in 3rd on the 22. Chad Reed on the number 22 Yamaha getting around Grant Langston to take the lead.
Carried more momentum and made it look totally easy.
Record 5 falls and Chad Reed wins heat number 1. Taking a look now at our AMP Mobile results from heat number 1. Reed getting the win. Everybody down to Brock Sellers goes on to the main. Kevin Johnson will lead the rest to the LCQ. Now let's hear from our winner, Chad Reed.
Track's a lot of fun, actually. I really enjoy it. We're chasing some things, actually, from practice to now, and we're just going to keep going, going to make some changes for the main event. But overall, I really like this track. It's a lot of fun. The dirt's awesome, and you know, I dig the whoops tonight. So looking forward to it. Made a lot of mistakes, but I think we can change up the bike and take those away. But I want to thank the whole team, all the guys in L&M. Man, Bound Salmon, well, with all parts. It's a good time. I want to get a win.
Crowd inside the RCA Dome getting ready for some racing action. Let's check in with Aaron Bates for a Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Well, guys, you would think with the 29-point lead, James Stewart would take a little time off last week, maybe a little R&R, but that's not the case at all. He said he put in more motors last week than he probably had all season long, and he said he even had a little bit of fun on a supermoto bike until he took a bit of a spill. After the crash, it was all back to business, and he said he is more prepared than ever to take his very first win here in Indy.
Yeah, this is the one venue he has not won at yet, Aaron. Maybe he'll get it today as you take a look at our Thor starting grid. We get to see Stewart. Maybe his toughest competition is going to come from Kevin Windham in this one.
Well, I think so, but Stewart looked awesome in practice. Actually was jumping that triple section I talked about. We'll see if he does it here in the heat race also.
Michael Byrne carrying our Rockstar Energy drink onboard camera. You get a look down the long straightaway here, down to turn 1. Jeff, it's almost 100 full yards.
Yeah, it is a long start. A lot of traction, though, for the acceleration and for the braking.
There's a 30-second board. She will turn that sign sideways, exit the racetrack, and then anytime after that, they can drop that gate and we're underway. This camera mounted in the roof of the dome, looking way down from above.
Notice a lot of the top riders with the best gate picks are lined up more towards the middle of the start this week. Normally, they'd be a little further to the inside.
Things tightening up, and look at Stewart through the whoops. It is just unbelievable how fast he gets through that section of racetrack. Davy Milsaps on the red 118 trying to stay with the lightning bolt on the number 7.
And actually, Jason Thomas, 31, had the whole shot there. Came from way on the outside. He had the start dial, but once he hit the whoop pad, Stewart was gone.
That's what everybody fears. And James Stewart will get a clean shot out and then be just checking out shortly thereafter.
On the first heat, Rob, I was talking about Chad Reed moving around on the bike, feeling comfortable. You want to see loose and fast. This is the definition right out of the dictionary. Look at that first lap. Does that huge jump in and does a huge jump out, which we haven't seen tonight.
On board with Michael Byrne. On the Suzuki, fighting for 5th.
Michael Byrne been battling through a shoulder injury that he suffered at the Daytona Supercross. Shoulder injuries like that, you know, nag at you. Gets a little better week after week as long as you don't fall on it again.
That's David Villeman right in front of him.
And if you remember the last time we seen these guys, this sort of onboard camera was in Phoenix, where Michael Byrne was behind Villeman in that main event, where Villeman had that horrendous crash. Fortunately, could remount the next week and ride another day.
Jason Thomas rides behind Michael Byrne. Byrne holds down 4th. Villeman is 3rd, Thomas 5th.
Through the on-offs here. This guy's staying about even. Been pretty evenly matched all year. Both these guys had to just be warriors in this Supercross series and have to ride with injuries. It's tough enough to ride when you're healthy, let alone when something's a little weak on your body. You have to compensate for it somewhere, so it makes for some pretty sore Sunday mornings.
Villeman taking a look over his shoulder in mid-flight to see where Byrne is. Here he comes. The rider on that Rockstar Suzuki closing in fast. The names in green, remember, are the riders that hold the transfer spots to the main. 9 of them will go straight from this heat. Byrne trying to come inside, starting to set that up a little bit.
Trying to make that same move there. I think he's setting it up, same move that Chad Reed did on Grant Langston in the first heat. He's got to be a little bit closer. He was probably 4 or 5 bike lengths behind. He's going to have to be within a couple of bike lengths.
We need to take a quick break, but we're coming right back to the RCA Dome for more Heat 2.
I can't believe she fought.
The Mobile Supercross Series inside the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana. James Stewart out front on the Monster Energy Kawasaki number 7. In heat number 1, it was Chad Reed that took the win with, I think his best lap, Jeff, was a 44.5. James Stewart now at a 43.8 for his best time, so Stewart is definitely quicker. Let's go back and take a look at a progressive direct hole shot.
See Stewart coming from on the inside there. Thomas actually was there first. Stewart just accelerates and rockets through the whoops on the back wheel. Takes the hole shot.
Now, here's Byrne passing Billman, which we saw just as we went to break.
Billman just kind of pulls up. He knew that he didn't have that line. Now, Billman has not done that jump yet today. It's something, if he wants to finish on the podium here tonight, he's going to have to do it.
Stewart working his way through traffic, catching Ted Campbell out of Mesa, Arizona on the 175. And we'll make our way deeper into the field, going back to the fight for 6 now. Jason Thomas on the 31 crashing. He had the position. But Thomas is down, and that'll move Cole Siebler up, and Thomas is going to lose that front fender.
That is odd. I don't think I've seen somebody's front fender come off ever. But these guys here are still battling out. Both these riders have been riding pretty good. Watch them in practice.
That's Cole Siebler on the 90 machine, the red Honda, and on the green Kawasaki 37, Paul Carpenter making a bid now for the position.
Carpenter's got the inside line here.
And he'll take 6th away. And we are on the final lap here in heat number 2. Siebler now trying to figure out if he can get back and have a lap. Meanwhile, Stewart on his way to a checkered flag.
What a great heat race he has had. There was a lot of confidence out of this young man. Having a great time here tonight.
And
always fun to win.
For James Stewart, his 13th heat race win of the 2007 season. And Stewart will go on to the main event. Watching that good battle for 6th position, making its way to the checkered flag. Milsaps will cross the line in 2nd.
That's Johnson trying to better his gate pick here by a better finishing position.
Kevin Windham will get 5th. 6th will go to Carpenter. 7th will go to Siebler, and Johnson will take 8th. The final transfer spot will go to Joe Olaf out of heat number 2. Good look at your winner, James Stewart, making his way to the top step of the podium. Here's your AMP Mobile results from heat number 2. Those 9 riders just above that white line going straight to the main. Jake Marsack will lead the rest off to the last chance qualifier. We will go down to the podium where James Stewart is with our Aaron Bates.
Well, James Stewart adding one more heat race win to the list. James, you guys have all come up here with a bit of a smile on your face. What is it about this track that's so much fun for you guys?
I think the dirt's really good. It's actually starting to become a little bit slippery, so tonight the race will probably slow down just a little bit, and track's running good tonight. And, I got to get out there and just do my deal. I felt pretty good in that heat race, so got to go back and get some laps together and just have fun, I guess.
I tell you, it's a little strange when James Stewart says the race is going to slow down a little bit tonight.
That it is, Aaron. He has 13 heat race wins. Can he get his 9th main event win? We'll find out a little later here on CBS. Indianapolis, Indiana, one of the biggest racing cities in the country. Of course, the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway just a few miles away from the RCA Dome where the Indianapolis Colts play. And today it's all about Supercross inside the Dome, not football. Ralph Shaheen, Jeff Emig, and Aaron Bates with you as we get set for the main event of the AMP Mobile Supercross Series. Sit down to the floor of the stadium. Here's Aaron with a Progressive Direct pre-race report.
Andrew Short's arrival could not have come at a better time, especially since Chris Preston is sitting on the sidelines, injured with a dislocated shoulder and going to be sitting out for the remainder of the season. This is the first time Andrew has raced in 7 months. It's been since Steel City that he tore his ACL. He had some surgery. He's back. He says, this is round 1 for me, and he's considering it. He's coming in here just to gauge his speed against the competitors and to see where his fitness lies. Good luck to Andrew Short tonight.
Let's show you the up close for our main event. Brought to you by Honda. It will be a 20-lap race with 20 riders lined up in the gate. Of course, the winner picking up 25 points towards that AMA championship. Also points for the world title on the line. Here's our Honda starting grid. James Stewart, Jeff, is the guy that everybody is talking about as the future of this sport, really raising the bar.
Well, it is, and a great start here tonight's going to be key to his championship run. We've had a lot of accidents coming around the first turn, a lot of crashes, so very important to get off that gate good.
As you take a look at Stewart, you will notice there was a 21st name on that starting grid. Heath Voss has decided to use one of his provisionals since he has that opportunity. There he is due to his position in the points. We do have an onboard camera for you as well. Our Rockstar Energy Drink onboard camera mounted on the number 26 Suzuki of Michael Byrne.
Looks like he's got a pretty good pick there. Michael Byrne, typically a pretty good starter, ride with an injured shoulder, but see how he can go tonight.
As soon as that 32nd board goes sideways, she'll exit the track. She does, and we're set to go racing here in Indy. Whole shot to Chad Reed on the 22 Yamaha, and he's got the lead as they bust into the woods with Tim Ferry right behind him on the 15, and here's Langston.
And I don't see the number 7 of James Stewart. There he is, second to last off the start.
Way in the back is James Stewart. There you see him coming through the field. He's right alongside of Heath Voss. And Jeff, settle in, because watching James Stewart come through the pack is something special in Supercross. You see Kevin Windham has a problem on his number 14.
Stewart just went past 2 or 3 guys right there in that one turn.
Now, Chad Reed knows, Jeff, that somewhere back there is Stewart. He's got to check out and get as much of a lead as he can if he wants to hold on and get his second win of the year.
Well, his mechanic will be giving him the signal in the pinboard area that Stewart's way back, okay? He had some pretty good lap times earlier today.
Aaron.
Guys, an upsetting moment for Kevin Windham here. Kev, off to a great start. What happened to your bike right there?
Well, at the end of practice, I thought I heard a noise, and we thought we were going to try to put a new engine in, and that's what we did. That was the first time I made a lap on it. I have no idea what happened.
Tough luck for Kevin Windham tonight. Regroup. We'll see him again next weekend in Dallas.
Stewart now trying to work his way through the field. He's racing with the number 40 machine right now, trying to pick up another spot. That's Jeff Gibson. Stewart won't panic, though, Jeff. He's very confident in his abilities. In fact, we talked about this very thing earlier today, about what it's like for him to come through the field and how exciting it is for the fans to watch that. He understands it, says he even kind of enjoys it himself. Let's see what happened to it.
Look at Stewart here. Look how comfortable he is in traffic. Has his left hand off, pulls the tear off, tries to square up.
Gets hit by Josh Subby even.
Now, what he's not used to, the reason Stewart got hit there, he's used to being out front. He's used to going wherever he wants. He was in the middle of a huge pack, so he goes in high, tries to cut down low. Subby and 2 or 3 other guys are there. Very fortunate that he didn't get taken out and kept it on 2 wheels. But the thing about James Stewart going through traffic, he is absolutely fearless when it comes to passing guys. That right there might have been a little wake-up call. Take it a little bit easy.
He's got Davy Milsaps behind him on the 118 and Andrew Short just in front of him. He gets past Short and now sets his sights on Ivan Tedesco. Tedesco looks over his shoulder. There's Stewart. They're side by side off the corner.
Stewart right now making another pass on Tedesco. Setting about 8 seconds behind the leader. Ready for a good main event.
And that puts him up to about 5th. David Villeman is his next target on the number 12. That's 4th. Villeman in the white riding gear.
I want you guys to watch how much speed Stewart carries through this next set of whoops. He's going to go, he just goes blast through the entry, goes by Villeman like he's standing still.
Why does James Stewart go through there so much better than everybody else?
I
wish
really
you knew,
wish,
right?
Yeah, I wish I knew. But he just attacks the course like nobody I've ever seen. And right now he says we talked to him earlier. They really enjoyed the track tonight. He's having a great time out there racing. Setting still about 8 or 9 seconds behind the lead. So once he gets into second, I think he'll probably be able to run up there, chase down his teammate Ferry. Have about 10 laps to chase down Reed for the lead.
Well, Reed's running a pretty good pace, by the way. His best lap of 44.8 Stewart is turned to 44.8 as well. There is Chad Reed. And let's go back and take a look at a progressive direct hole shot.
You see it. Chad Reed right there had that thing all the way. Perfect gate. All by himself across the line for the progressive direct hole shot.
To see this and other hole shots from throughout the season, visit holeshotheaven.com.
So now if I'm Chad Reed, I am really going to focus. This might be the little gift that he's needed to have Stewart get off the gate a little bit behind, but he has to focus, give it everything he's got, not make any mistakes, put in perfect laps right now. See if he can keep that gap.
Fight for third. Stewart blows right by Grant Langston on the number 8. Next up for Stewart, will be trying to track down his teammate Tim Ferry, who's having a very good run in second and has been very quick all season long.
Well, I'm sure that he's going to be conscious of where Stewart's at, and mechanics probably going to give him a signal on the board that, hey, let the 7 by. He needs to chase down the 22 to get championship points.
There's Chad.
Oh, and you just seen a tough block in the middle of the track right after the finish line. Here comes Ferry. He misses it.
Here's the gap back to second and third. Now Stewart on the backside of his teammate. That's Ferry in the red riding gear.
And that is where Stewart is the best in the world. Going through those whoops, he absolutely explodes heading into the whoops. That's why he comes out of them with so much more speed, makes the pass on the obstacle going into the turn.
And the crowd cheering him on. You can hear them on their feet here in the RCA Dome. Stewart now is 6 seconds behind Chad Reed, and we're approaching the halfway point.
So Stewart started out 8, 9, 10 seconds behind. Right there, 5.7 seconds.
He's got plenty of time to do it, as we're not even to the halfway point yet. There's Reed now working his way through slower traffic, including Paul Carpenter on the 37.
Traffic sometimes plays a huge part in the outcome of the race. Typically, it's easier for the second guy around.
There's a gap back to Stewart. James Stewart trying to catch Chad Reed as Michael Byrne gets ready to make another lap here in the Dome. We'll be right back. Chad Reed, a winner earlier this year at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, California, trying to win one here in the Heartland now. Out front on the Team San Manuel Yamaha.
Chad earlier said how much he liked this track, how much fun it was. Got a great opportunity here to win another race. The chase is on. Stewart is 5.5 seconds behind, and Chad's put in some pretty good laps right now.
Stewart now working through traffic as well. And when you and I ran into Chad Reed last night at dinner, he's very relaxed, out enjoying some of the nightlife here in Indiana, ready to go racing.
Well, that definitely a happy racer is typically a good racer. If you're not comfortable or not having a good time, typically you just ride tight. But both of these guys said they love the track. Right now, their bikes seem to be working awesome for both these riders. With 10 to go, we got a pretty good race brewing. And I'm telling you, if I'm Chad Reed right now, I am so focused, and I'm going to give it everything I got to get this win. And we see James Stewart right there doing the triple, triple, triple through the rhythm section. That might be the little bit extra that he needs to catch Chad Reed here in the next 9 laps.
Aaron, Chad Reed is running an outstanding race, though.
Indeed, he is tonight, Ralph. In fact, I was able to catch up with his team manager, Larry Brooks, earlier this afternoon, and they were telling me what a great week that they had of riding. A little relaxation, a little downtime. If you notice, Chad's come out here swinging tonight. He's running more comfortable than I've seen him ride in quite some time.
Boy, Reed has really been wanting to get a win, too, Jeff. Every time you talk to him, he says, I've got to do it. And Stewart has been picking off time. He's pushed it to less than 5 seconds between him and Reed. And he's got 9 laps left to go.
I tell you, Chad Reed, Aaron talking about Chad Reed being comfortable and happy. Right now, he's losing time to James Stewart about a second a lap. Stewart is absolutely on fire, jumping that rhythm section, making up a little more than a second a lap. Pretty soon, Chad Reed ain't going to be so comfortable.
Well, now as he makes that turn, he can see Stewart coming the other way, so he knows he's there now.
And there's
3 seconds back behind.
And there's 2 sections on the track that James Stewart is doing different than anybody else. That's where he's making up the time. Right here is one of them. Nope. Has to do it in 4 jumps this time around. Had a little bit of traffic. Couldn't get lined up for him.
And include Joe Olaf on that 115. Stewart's not panicking though, Jeff. He's just reeling them in.
Well, this is what these guys live for. Having a great time out there. He knows he's catching Reed. His mechanic, Jeremy Albrecht, be giving him the signal. How many laps are left?
That's a big section right there. Stewart jumping all the way into the corner. Reed knows he's closing. He's got to get through this traffic as quickly as he can. And the crowd's starting to cheer him on.
He is closing fast. Stewart's got into a little bit of traffic there. Not able to jump through the triple section like he did, but he is still making up time on Chad Reed.
Here's one of those sections where Stewart is so fast.
And watch right there. He came through those whoops, basically did it in 2 jumps, where he'll lift the front wheel, set it down, and pop right back out. Crowd's going crazy.
Both of them jumping deep into the corner.
Right here, and Stewart triples out of that, makes up a little bit more time. That could be one of his passing points.
There's Jeremy Albrecht cheering on James Stewart.
See right here, James triples, does another triple,
and another triple, and takes the lead. Boy, there is just no way of answering that, is there?
There just isn't. Chad Reed putting in some great laps, but not doing those obstacles was costing him about a second a lap, and you can see that was worth about 4 bike lengths.
Oh boy, Reed trying as hard as he can to come back. He's not giving up. And Reed, a former champion in his own right, trying to hang on, sitting second in the points. Let's go back and see how Stewart took the lead away.
All right, let's take a look at Stewart here. 7 on the green bike. He gets out of sync with Chad Reed. He does that whole section in 3 jumps. Takes the lead.
I'll tell you what, Chad Reed is not done. The Australian just tenacious in his effort to try to get the lead back as this crowd here is on their feet.
Not giving up, Chad Reed. Such an incredible competitor. He's gotten a lot of seconds this year, but right now he's hooked on to something good. He's given it everything he's got for the fans in Indianapolis.
One of the grittiest riders you'll find anywhere. Chad Reed.
And Chad Reed does the triple section.
You saw the blue and yellow flag, the move over flag for the other riders to look out of the way because the leaders are coming through.
Now, it's not often that a rider picks up on a line that is as difficult as that in the last 5 laps of the night. Typically, you learn this in qualifying practice, maybe in your heat race. But Chad picked up on that. We'll see if he can stay with Stewart here for the last few laps.
Looks like a couple of little mistakes there in that last section of racetrack that cost Chad Reed quite a bit of time. Boy, had such a great night going. He sure cannot be disappointed with the way he's ridden here tonight, Jeff.
No, Chad puts in great rides each and every week, but for him, Sam and Will Yamaha guys, it's all about winning races. Second place, they are not happy with.
Going around Michael Byrne. And Andrew Short in front of him. Tim Ferry, Stewart's teammate, rides in 3rd. There he is. And Ferry having another good run. Trying to wrap up 3rd in the points.
Well, he has put in some great rides and was off the podium here these last couple weeks, but great ride here tonight. Had a pretty good heat race, and there's a lot of guys battling for this third position on the podium. Now that Carmichael's gone, and over these last 2 or 3 years, it's been all about Stewart, Carmichael, and Reed, so that's why it's so important to get that coveted third place position. Ferry's on his way.
Reed looking like he's going to have to settle for his 14th top 5 of the season. Stewart, meanwhile, getting ready for his 9th win in 14 races.
And if starting second to last and winning the race by 2 or 3 seconds doesn't prove that you're the man, I don't know what else does.
We talked about how with the retirement of Ricky Carmichael, that the brightest lights in the sport shine on this man now, the number 7 of James Stewart, getting set to rewrite a lot of the records in this series as James Stewart makes his way to the checkered flag and the win here in Indianapolis. He has done it, dominating another one, and we'll be right back to talk to him. CBS Sports Spectacular presents the Amped Mobile AMA Supercross Series, sponsored by Suzuki, maker of performance-driven motorcycles, scooters, and all-terrain vehicles. The all-new Toyota Tundra, the truck that's changing it all. And by Yamaha. Nobody's more in tune with motorsports than Yamaha. James Stewart winning in impressive fashion inside the RCA Dome as we take a look at our Suzuki results. An impressive ride as well for Ivan Tedesco, who had to battle his way out of the last chance qualifier up to a 5th in the main event. Chad Reed led most of the laps tonight, but just could not hold off the hard charge that James Stewart put on the field here tonight, Aaron.
Well, James Stewart, he had his work cut out for him tonight. James, you took a look over on that first lap. You saw Chad check it out. Did you think there was a possibility to catch up and win at that?
I always believe in my endurance in myself, but he was pretty much gone. And I had to come through all the guys. He was out front, I think, the first lap. And, man, that's what you call work cut out for you. And, you know, never say that's one thing, kids. Don't ever give up. And I didn't, and I was able to get it like 4 or 5 laps to go. I'm so stoked right now. Just got to get up to the team, Kawasaki, and I'm stoked.
You could say James Stewart is overjoyed, to say the least, picking up his very first victory here in Indy.
And Aaron, a lot of people are starting to believe that sign that you can't beat Stewart's. It's all about the road to Las Vegas. That's where the championship will wrap up. First weekend in May. And James Stewart might be the guy on top of the point standings when we get there. You take it, our Toyota trucks points for the world point standings. It's James Stewart 26 out in front of Chad Reed. And in the Amped Mobile AMA point standings, Stewart leads that one as well by even more over Chad Reed by 29. Let's head back down to Aaron.
Well, both of these guys rounding off the podium finish, but Chad, tonight, you pulled up here a little bit disappointed. You gave it the hardest charge you possibly could tonight. You're looking a little bit disappointed right now.
I mean, disappointed. You know, I felt awesome out there. I had a great bike in the main event, and we made some good changes, and I enjoyed the track. And man, it took too long to jump this rhythm section, and man, I'd be such a sissy in the Lapis, and just disappointed in myself. I felt, I felt like I had a good enough lead to win that one, and. But man, I want to thank my team. We chased a lot of things this week, and they pulled through in the main, and all the guys at L&M Racing, Yamaha, Thor Parts, man, Sam Manuel, and just super pumped, little disappointed about the end result, but I like those hole shots.
Congratulations on a hole shot and another podium finish. But you could say the old dog just celebrating a birthday is Mr. Red Dog, teaching the new dog some tricks. What is going on with you? I know that you've been doing a lot of different training for outdoors. Do you figure the stamina is going to prevail?
Yeah, definitely. Grant Langston actually came up and passed me. And, last few weeks I've been noticing last week he got a little tired, and I was expecting him to get more tired. And I just got to give a lot of credit to the Kawasaki guys, Monster, guys at O'Neill. They've been putting together for me this year, and I finally got off to that start that I needed again.
He's a veteran, but consider this guy dangerous. Great to see you back up here, Tim.
Thank you very much.
Let's take a look at our Toyota moving forward replay. It's a pass for the lead.
You can see Stewart setting up this rhythm section. Does it in 3 jumps. Chad does it in 4. A little bit quicker doing it in 3.
CBS Sports coverage in the Amped Mobile AMA Super.
Chad stacked another piece of that pyramid on his way to the AMA Supercross Championship.
For Jeff Emig and Aaron Bates, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from Indianapolis, where James Stewart is your winner.